I think what's my favorite alias of you is the man who watched Japanese adult films to learn Japanese. That is amazing. How did you do that?
That's just the way I learn Japanese, basically. Not like anybody else. People watch anime to learn Japanese, but for me, I'm not the same. I watch porn. And, I watch those hentai anime, you know what I'm saying?
That is amazing because I do find that the Japanese movies are a little bit more conversationally based compared to the Western ones, right? And I think just based on that, it's a lot more easy to learn and consume. Like you can watch it like a movie. Is that kind of what you did?
Yeah, it's way more easier to learn from porn than learn from, movies because those are, real conversation you can use in real life. Like if you watch movies, those conversations, you cannot even use it in real life. But
so it's a lot more
in
like
you can use it
daily life, relevant to daily life. The Western movies are more unrealistic.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Japanese are more realistic. They represent
Japanese
real life
JAV,
more compared to the Western.
I mean the conversations in JAV is more realistic than Japanese
AVs
movies
between cultures. We're talking about the JVs are more representative of real life than just regular Japanese movies. Whoa, that's really interesting. I guess I never really thought about that. So you started by learning English, but like when did you get into Japanese? Was it because of like your love for Japanese women? Like what made you want to learn Japanese?
No.
Okay.
Anime, of course. When I was little, I loved watching anime. I'm sure everybody's like that. They always start from
right. I think television has played a big impact on my vocabulary development, even though English is my native language. Like what we listen to and what we pay attention to forms the vocabulary and even the views or how we view the world. So growing up, I'm Canadian, right? So I watched a lot of hockey. So I'm listening to announcers and I'm copying the words of the announcers, right? So I guess it's similar for you for Japanese, right? When did you start watching anime? Like from a young age also?
From a really young age, from elementary school, I think. Yeah.
I grew up watching Pokemon.
Do you watch anime?
And Yu-Gi-Oh! I didn't, so like younger generation, they might watch like Naruto and One Piece, right? I watched Death Note. I really like Death Note.
Yeah.
But I've seen One Punch Man, but I haven't watched enough anime for me to like really start learning Japanese, start noticing the patterns, right? So I feel like you really have to watch hours and hours of it for you to actually start learning. Do you agree?
I agree. But like the conversations and
so that's why you had to go to porn, right?
In daily life.
So the reason why you switched to porn to learn Japanese was because
that's true.
The AVs were more realistic.
Yeah. It's so funny we're talking about this in a really serious way.
It doesn't blow my mind. I'm not surprised, but I did some research before our meeting, which means I went to some JAV sites to do research. Just research. I was like this. I didn't do anything else with my hands. And I'm like, wow, this is very, very practical for daily life. Some of the conversations, but some of them I can't watch because I feel bad for the husband who's getting cheated on. I'm like, what? Like I can't continue watching 看不下去 because of the poor guy, or his wife is cheating like right next to him with the other person beside him while he's sleeping. It's kind of fucked up. But how did you start doing this? How did you start watching JAVs to learn Japanese? Did you first do it just because you were watching AVs, or did you start saying like, I need to improve my Japanese, and JAVs is the best method.
No, I didn't do that on purpose, though, you know? Just like anybody else. Just like everybody else. I watched JAV just for jerking off. So when I was jerking off, I learned Japanese
but
accidentally.
How much of the JAV do you actually watch?
In the videos, I said 4,545. You know, what's interesting is that number in Japanese, shiko shiko, means
4545.
the sound when you make.
So it's not actually 4545.
Yeah.
It's just like my Instagram handle is Teacher Gary 69 because I like the number 69.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to
because
69, bro.
Because my cat died on June 9th.
Think what I think it is?
No, because I like the number 69. I've never had a cat. Just like you said, you've watched 4,545 AVs. Wait. I have to ask, do you watch the whole movie? Or how much of it do you have to watch? Because some of these movies are like 2 hours long. Or do you just skip to the good part?
Sometimes I watch
on a good day.
The whole thing on a good day. But
the good part.
But usually I just watch the most exciting part. Yeah, the most exciting part.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I do love this headline. I'm looking at this headline. I think it's a great photo. You got your tissues there. You got your into Japanese language proficiency test. It's a great title. Can you only rely on JAVs to learn Japanese? What's your opinion?
Absolutely no. Because, you know, there's a lot of, situations in those JAVs. Like, having with underage girl? What the fuck? High schooler? You know what I'm talking about, right? And, like, cheating? And stuff like that. You cannot learn from that. What the fuck? So, you cannot learn in those situations. They will teach you, like, I want to have with you because you are a high schooler.
Just for the record, you didn't only rely on JAVs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if someone was to
I don't recommend
to learn Japanese, like what advice would you give them? Like if they were starting from zero, dating a Japanese girl?
Date a Japanese girl.
So you don't have to.
What the fuck? No, don't say that.
So you don't have to cheat because.
Don't say that, bro.
Because you told me that you shouldn't learn from JAVs because they'll teach you about cheating, right? So the alternative is just to have a girlfriend, right? Yeah. So you've had a Japanese girlfriend, I guess. Has it happened yet?
I cannot say that. That's private. I cannot say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Because my fans is gonna watch that.
Okay, that's a secret for another day. So Japanese girlfriend is the best idea. Any particular reason? Why do you think
Japanese girlfriend
that
or
works
Japanese
in your opinion?
When you talk to your Japanese friends, you are using daily phrases. You are not using JAV phrases.
So when you're learning from these JAVs, like do you find you're actually using phrases from these JAVs or in like your joke telling, or you're not? Are you using these JAV phrases for your daily life too?
Yeah, I use those JAV phrases for my videos and on the
just to be clear, you don't recommend the average person to learn from JAVs. It's way better to get a girlfriend or maybe learn from a book. Is that right? Okay. But at the same time, you do agree that these JAVs have helped you reach into proficiency?
Of course, it helped me a lot. It helped me with my lonely
Let me
nights.
see what other questions I have for you. I'm actually quite speechless. I wasn't expecting some. I don't know what to expect. All I knew
You didn't
was
expect me to be like this?
the unknown territory for me. I've never interviewed
Crazy guy,
as interviewed someone as perverted or more perverted than me. So this is definitely new territory.